Today we'll be exploring some of the most fascinating fan theories that Minecraft fans have come up with. Of course, with its immense popularity, Minecraft has a massive fan following, and over the years, players have come up with various theories about the game's lore, its mechanics, and its hidden features. In this video, we're going to dive into some of the most intriguing fan theories out there. Theory 1, the end is not the end. One of the most intriguing theories in the Minecraft community is perhaps the fact that the end is not really the actual end of the game. In fact, many players believe that it's actually the beginning of an all-new adventure, a gateway of sorts to a new world with even more mysteries and challenges to uncover. The end is of course an incredibly mysterious dimension, a place where you fight the ultimate boss, the Ender Dragon, before the credits roll. But what happens after you finish this final battle? Many players have explored the end after battle, and they've claimed to have found some clues to perhaps suggest that the dimension is more than just a final boss battle. For an example, some players claim to have discovered strange symbols or patterns of blocks throughout the end, which could suggest there's more to this dimension than meets the eye. These alleged symbols could perhaps be clues pointing to other dimensions or areas that players could access if only they knew how to decode them. Additionally, some players tell of the promise of hidden structures or even portals in the end that are apparent gateways to other places in the Minecraft world, structures that could be key to unlocking new adventures and discovering new secrets. Now, whether there's any substance to this theory remains to be seen, but it's definitely a captivating idea that bases itself upon an incredibly exciting location in game. Theory 2, plant-based creepers. So creepers are quite confusing. What even are they, actually? Well, one theory that gained a whole lot of traction is a fascinating idea that whilst creepers seemingly appear to be just another in-game monster, maybe they're actually some kind of type of plant that's evolved to protect itself by exploding upon threat. This idea that creepers are plant life is supported by several key pieces of evidence in game. For example, they have green coloration and shading that mimic that of real life plants and flora, and their unique texture does appear to look like they could be made of leaves or some type of plant material. Additionally, when creepers explode, they do leave behind blocks of grass and dirt, which could be connected as evidence to their root to the ground and their connection to plant life, although that part may be a stretch. Moreover, creepers have a behaviour that's consistent with their plant brethren. For an example, they tend to avoid bright light, which is something plants sometimes do in order to survive, although they do survive in the sun, unlike monsters, so this could be easily debunked. But they also do tend to spawn in zones where a lot of vegetation is present, which ties them further to plant life. Overall, the theory of creepers being plant-based creatures does have some substance, and it's one that's an example of how Minecraft's detailed world can inspire creative thinking and spawn interesting explanations and concepts, and it's definitely a compelling one. Theory 3, Steve is a time traveler. One of the most popular Minecraft theories to date is one that claims Steve, the protagonist, is actually some type of futuristic survivor who's been sent back in time for some reason, perhaps to prevent some kind of catastrophic doomsday event, which would cause planetary destruction. So let's explore evidence pointing to support this theory. For an example, Steve's appearance is actually quite modern. Sure, the colours are flamboyant, but it doesn't really fit with the game's primitive aesthetic, which does suggest that he may have come from a different time period. Additionally, he has access to more advanced tiers of technology that wouldn't really be available during this time, which could owe to him having knowledge from the future. Furthermore, the game's lore does contain some references to great disasters destroying the world, which is something that encourages players to believe that this theory as to why Steve was sent back in time in order to prevent it has some truth to it, creating an additional link to the end dimension and its Ender Dragon being part of the preventative measures. This theory of Steve being some all-knowing future time traveler is a wild idea, and it adds a new layer of depth that suggests maybe there is more to Steve than meets the eye, and of course, whether this one is true or not is sure to cause debate. Theory 4, Minecraft is a post-apocalyptic world. This theory is sure to excite you. According to this one, apparently Minecraft's world is actually the remnants of a once prosperous and great nation that was destroyed by some kind of catastrophe, leaving only a bunch of survivors left to rebuild. See the link here to the whole Steve time traveler theory too. Now, there are big clues to support this. Of course, the presence of many different abandoned structures and ruins scattered all over the game's biomes being the main ones. These structures, such as abandoned or zombified villages, abandoned mine shafts, and arid and desolate desert temples to name a few, suggest that there may have been a thriving civilization that has since been destroyed and forgotten. Also, the presence of different monsters and enemy mobs suggests that Minecraft is a world that's both dangerous and unpredictable, which could also be clues to the result of an event that happened. The different biomes that all have distinctive climates and their own respective environments could have been once separate regions that were isolated and transformed or split apart. Additionally, the emphasis upon survival metrics and the need for resource gathering could also be further seen as evidence that Minecraft is a post-apocalyptic world, in which players must scavenge for resources and build shelters to survive in its hostile environment that's reminiscent of other post-apocalyptic movies or games. I think this particular theory is definitely a strong one, and it's one of my favourites. It builds upon the seemingly lackluster lore, and it makes for great world building. Theory 5, villagers are not as innocent as they seem. One popular theory that's certainly worth a listen is that villagers, those friendly big-nosed amigos, are allegedly not as innocent as we may think. These non-playable characters are usually seen pottering about in small villages, and whilst they're typically seen as harmless and innocent and mostly used for their trades, this fan theory suggests they may not be as they seem. Specifically, it notes that villagers are apparently part of some greater conspiracy, and they're the ones pulling the strings behind the scenes and controlling the world as we know it. It claims that villagers aren't just dumb AI-controlled characters, but have their own goals and motivations, being part of a larger organisation that's responsible for creating the various strange structures in the various biomes throughout the world, using their advanced technology and their knowledge to manipulate the environment to suit their means. Also, believers of this theory think that villagers have some kind of hidden agenda, that they're using players as pawns in their own twisted game, manipulating in-game resources and monsters to always keep pressure on them and danger around every corner, making it harder for you to survive. Some even suggest villagers are creating some new world order where they have ultimate power and control over the world. Sounds wild, right? But with the recent rise of AI, it doesn't really seem as far-fetched now, does it? Theory 6, the Wither is the true villain. You know how the Ender Dragon is the final boss of Minecraft and seen as the ultimate villain? Well, one of the biggest fan theories suggests otherwise. Whilst most see the Ender Dragon as the ultimate boss, some fans develop their own theory that suggests the Wither is the true enemy, a powerful mob that's summoned by players but apparently was created by some form of ancient civilization as a form of weapon of mass destruction, but it turned on its own creators and began to wreak havoc. A lot of fans genuinely believe that the Wither is the main sole cause of most of the game world's problems, and defeating it solves everything and restores balance. Let's take a look at some clues, shall we? Well, the Wither is summoned using rare and powerful materials, the first being soul sand and also wither skulls. Some players think that the Wither was created as a way to maintain balance but somehow became corrupted before turning on its creators. Theory 7, the Nether is Purgatory. This theory has captivated the minds of many, and it owes to the fact that the Nether, a dangerous and fiery dimension more commonly linked to hell, is actually some form of purgatory in which players are sent to in order to atone for their sins in the overworld. This theory suggests that the Nether is indeed some place of punishment like previously thought, where players have to face their past actions and make amends to them. This idea is intriguing and definitely isn't the only theory that surrounds the Nether and its mysteries, but it's for sure that the Nether is a place of danger and adventure, and you definitely have to be prepared to face it. Theory 8, the Corrupted Illagers. Illagers, love them or hate them, are here to stay, but there's many different explanations for who or what these evil villagers are. One explanation is apparently that their name is an abbreviated version of ill-intentioned villagers, shortened to Illagers. However, this theory suggests that the Illagers were in fact once just normal villagers who were banished for the reason of practicing dark magic. This theory is supported perhaps due to the fact that Illagers of course have a very similar appearance to normal villagers, and their clothing and architecture is also fairly similar, although they of course have a darker and more sinister twist to them. Some believe this dark magic was responsible for the creation of other dangerous mobs in the game that are specifically linked to the Illagers and their culture, like the Vex and the Evokers. Some even believe that maybe the Illagers accidentally created the Ender Dragon itself. Now, there's no official confirmation for this theory in particular, as the Illagers and their backstory still remains a mystery, but the existence of these enigmatic mobs has caused more intrigue in the minds of Minecraft's more imaginative players. Theory 9, origin of the Totem of Undying. One of the most fascinating items in the game is the Totem of Undying. It's a rare item that can save a player from death. When this item is held, it will trigger and then restore the player's health if they're about to die, making it a highly valuable and sought after item by many players who need to survive in dangerous situations or overcome challenging obstacles. Some players theorize that this item has a link to the game's lore and may have been created by some ancient civilization or maybe even a powerful wizard. This of course could link to some of our other theories. According to this one, the Totem of Undying may not just be another valuable item, but maybe one that holds more of a significant cultural and historical value in the Minecraft universe that we don't even know about. It suggests that maybe a wizard of an ancient civilization created this item long before the player's arrival in the world, and that they could have made it as a means of achieving immortality or as protection against some form of enemy that they had, suggesting the civilization or the wizard may have perished and left it behind as a clue to their existence. Of course, there's no official confirmation for this, but it's still pretty fascinating. Theory 10, the meaning of the phantoms. Phantoms are pesky flying mobs, hostile annoyances that strike when you haven't slept for 3 days or more, swooping down and attacking you. An enemy that's tough to defeat and very frustrating. Some players believe there's some form of deeper lore for phantoms and that there's a story behind them, and that they are the pure manifestation of the player's nightmares and fears come to life. It proposes that the phantom is some form of symbol of the player's sleep deprivation and its negative effects, suggesting that the phantom is a real representation of the player's fears come to life, having taken a physical form within the world. The longer the player goes without sleep, the phantom's appearances become more frequent, which represents the increased severity of the player's sleep deprivation. Or perhaps that the phantoms are some kind of vivid dream or hallucination, as the player begins to see things that aren't really true, and that your mind is playing tricks on you due to a lack of sleep. Although it doesn't really make sense how they can also kill you, although this could be further argued that you're living a nightmare and once you die you wake up. Kind of like a dream within a dream. Trippy. After all, you do respawn on Minecraft, right? This theory highlights the potential psychological depth of the Minecraft universe and the challenges the player faces. And there you have it, some of the biggest and most fascinating fan theories in the world of Minecraft. I hope that this video has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to explore the game's lore and history even further. The Minecraft community is always buzzing with new ideas and speculations, so make sure to keep your eyes peeled for more exciting theories to come. Let me know in the comments below your favourite one of these theories, and if you have any of your own theories or explanations for any of these, then let me know about those too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out this video or this video next to continue the adventure.